Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am Davos, and today we are playing Valheim, a game from Iron Gate Studios that just came out in early February, and I'm excited to get into it. The purpose of this series is going to be to show you how to build some awesome structures as I progress through the game, and build my team an amazing Viking village. Today we're going to be working on finding a settlement location for our village, and getting some roundhouses down for each one of my team members. Took about 45 minutes to find this location on my map, which turns out to be a great place to put the settlement. As I was looking around, I found this nice big open field where we'll have plenty of animals spawn. We have the big bay for our shipbuilding, which will be nice. We have this awesome stone formation, which I think we'll use for our teleporter area. And as you can see, we have plenty of animals like the deer and the necks there for meat, as well as resources. We have this big hill for multi-level building. This is going to be a great location. As you can see here, I traveled quite a bit of the map to find it and ended up right back near spawn, which of course is always how these things go. First thing I need to do is get a quick and dirty shelter down so that I can sleep and repair my tools and cook food, things I need to survive while I'm building the village. So we'll go ahead and get that knocked out, and then we can get on to the good stuff. For progression tier 1, which is the stone and flint age, you'll be able to build some amazingly beautiful homes. There are plenty of options for building and decorating that have stunning outcomes. And as I do some resource collecting here, I'd like to thank Abstract Arbiter, Odd Onyx, and Cameraman for joining me on this adventure, helping me get all the resources and such for the builds that I'm going to showcase throughout this series. Abstract will be doing the other side of gameplay, showing how to progress through combat and armor, dungeons, and such. So as you see my clothing and armor and tools change, that'll be coming from his series, so you can hop on over and show him some love as well. Without further ado, I'll stop the farming and get to the stuff that you guys came here to see, building the roundhouses. With every build, I always start by flattening out the ground using my hoe and getting it all level. While I will most likely later in the series use uneven ground to build, because I think it'll make some interesting choices for building. I don't do that in these early ones just to make sure that everything's nice and clean, and I can get it done a lot faster so that we can survive a little bit longer against everything that gets thrown at us in this game. So I always even out the ground, and then I start by laying down my floor plan. As I build around this floor plan and the rain starts, as you can see, I realize that I'm going to run into this rock. And unfortunately, at this point in progression, I do not have a pickaxe. So, of course, back to square one. At this point, I'm trying to decide where to put my door. As you can see, I'm looking around, figuring out where other building things are going to be. I never go in with an absolute plan on these because I'd rather let my creativity take over and do its job, figuring out where I'm going to put things, what I'm going to do as far as like designs and things like that go. So if you're a planning person, then you can come up with this way beforehand. I just like to do it on the spot. The next order of business for my roundhouse builds is to come up with exactly how I want the design in the floor to be, because I'm using these studs to create a design that I'm going to inlay into the floor. So You can kind of do whatever you'd like with this. There are plenty of designs, and as I was going through this, I realized that I was going to make the designs different for each one of my houses as well that I was building for our village. So just have fun with this, enjoy, be creative. As you notice, as I start to put the beams for the roof in place, I didn't have a plan here, and it doesn't go exactly as I want it to. So it's another place where I have to end up going back to square one and starting over and whatnot, because I didn't take into account that once you start putting these beams into their second level, that they're going to crisscross, and it doesn't look great. So I decide to scrap it and go back to square one on it and actually build the beams going all in the same direction, which actually cleaned it up quite a bit, and it's the way that I ended up doing all of the roundhouses for our group. That's one roundhouse down. That'll be my house that I live out of while I build the rest of the village. And then I built a second one for Arbiter, or Abstract Arbiter, as you can see here. And then I had Cameraman set up to do a time-lapse build for Odd Onyx's house, just so you can see how I go through my creative process. You'll see me build things up and then tear them back down again multiple times until I get just the right design that I like, and it ended up being really great. So if you have a second, you can watch through this time lapse. Otherwise, I will see you at the end of the video. That's it for episode 1 of this Valheim series. Thanks for joining me. In episode 2, we'll create our town forge, so please stop by and watch that. If you enjoyed these builds, please leave me a like, and if you'd like to stay up to date with this series, consider subscribing. Until next time, Vikings, may your axes be sharp and your mead be strong.